What's up, everybody? Happy first of the month. Happy July. Happy second half of 2021. Time is like really, really flying, and I just really don't know what to do about it. But anyway, I said that I'm challenging myself to do a market markup every day. So every day, my plan is for the month of July to put a video out where I am marking up charts on, a chosen company or, even a company that someone requested me to look at, which is the case with Acre. Uh, Good brother of mine, brother Fred, asked that I take a look at this ticker. So this is the first one for the month. Almost forgot that it is the first of the month and that I'm supposed to be putting out a video today. But had a really busy day today, so I didn't get a chance to. But anyway, um, for those of you that are new here, welcome to my channel. My channel is pretty much market focused, stock market, crypto, stuff like that. But a lot of my content is centered on charts and technical analysis. So I'm going to be getting into some other topics, a little later on down the road. But if you have not already, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment if you feel compelled to do so. And of course, if you want to see me take a look at uh, a chart or whatever, just let me know. Leave me a note in the comments. But let's jump into Acre. So I'm starting off with the yearly chart, and already I'm seeing historically that this one tends to get bought up just below $12. So pretty much anytime it gets below 12, um, buyers come in and really buy this thing up, generally speaking. Looking at 2020 was pretty volatile for this company and for most of the market, of course with COVID and everything like that, actually dropped down below $3. And wow, you know if you were able to get in that low, you sitting pretty, um as far as your portfolio is concerned, with this ticker. But anyway, I'm going to mark that area, use a price level, and just gonna make note of that buy zone, that demand zone that I mentioned. All right. So we're just gonna call this price level historical demand. And we're gonna show this to the right. Okay, so historical demand below this level. Um, what I'm also seeing on this yearly chart is that so far the price has not been able to hang out above 2020's opening price. And 2020's opening price is, let's see, 15.8. So that is definitely in a level that I'd be, looking out for this year. Um, so I'm going to mark this level as well. Do the same thing, same color, show to the right. Okay, what do I want to call this? We'll just say 2020 open. Yeah, we'll we'll just keep it as simple as possible. 2020 open. So as you can see, most of the price action for this ticker for 2021 has been between the historical demand and this 2020 open, so 15.8. So basically between 12 and $16 is where this thing has been hanging out. Um, mm, I'm seeing a little area here between about 14 and 13 that, I kind of maybe keep an eye on. Um, but, that's pretty much it for the yearly chart. Um, yeah, let's move on to the monthly. See how the monthly is looking. All right, so nice strong move here on some V-shaped recovery type thing post COVID. Um, let's do a trend line here and see what we're seeing. Okay, so it looks like we're getting some maybe a shift in sentiment here on this monthly chart. So definitely pay attention to July and how it shapes up. As you can see, June was pretty volatile to where it popped up over that 2020 level and set a new high for the year and faded back down to this area. So for the month of July, just be watching to see if it can move back above or back into this trend line area of support, or if this trend line really starts to become some resistance. And in that case, we can see either some consolidation or, maybe a little sell off to where price maybe heads back down into, you know, low 14s, maybe even down into the $13 area, and maybe even down into 12. So this is a company that I've never really looked at before, but I've definitely seen the ticker, heard of the ticker, but it's not one that I follow on a regular basis. Um, what else am I seeing here with this monthly chart? Okay, tends to be definitely some static up here, so that's just confirming what was seen already on the yearly chart, where price just struggles above that 15.8 area. So that's mainly what I'd be watching for here on this weekly chart. So actually, we had a little ascending channel here, as you can see, where the price was just kind of trading between these two trend lines. And so this month of July so far is the first month where you have a candle forming outside of these two trend lines. So what I said before still holds, but so that's mainly what I'd be looking at is what's going to happen now that we have a candle forming outside or below this ascending channel. I am of the opinion, and from my observations over the past several years, is that with an ascending trend line, and of course, depending on the angle of that ascending channel, I mean, you're gonna see breakdowns or consolidation out of that channel. So something to the downside more often than you're gonna see a breakout above this trend line. And the reason being is just think about mathematically, think about how the price would have to move in order to break above this. So basically, the price would have to move, just shoot straight up. and you don't see those types of moves over long periods of time. Sure, you'll see them, over a day or maybe even 2 days or something like that, but you don't see the price just shooting straight up in the air for extended periods of time. So it's just not a sustainable move. So let's just move on to the weekly chart and see. Actually, let me go ahead and do a little screenshot here. And then actually I'm gonna remove that, and I'm gonna go back to my yearly chart and take my screenshot because I tend to forget once again. All right, so got my screenshots. Let me make sure they're both down there. Okay, good. All right, so now moving on to the weekly chart. See what's happening there. Okay, so seeing the same thing where we got uh, some obvious support here. So, be watching, same thing, be watching to see what the price does in this area, whether it consolidates, whether it breaks down and heads back down toward that historical demand area, or if it finally, breaks out above that 2020 open. Um, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so there's most of your price action here between these two trend lines. So looking very similar to what we saw on the monthly chart. Um, let's put on, no, actually, no. Okay. Not really seeing any patterns right now on the weekly chart. Um, maybe, maybe someone else can see one, but I don't see one as of this moment. And maybe I'll come back to this chart, with a fresh pair of eyes and see if I, see anything. But for now, not really. Um, yeah, so basically on this weekly chart, I'd just be watching this lower trend line here to see what happens. So far, it's holding, but we'll see if it continues to hold. Um, let's take a screenshot here. And let's check out this daily chart. I like to start off with like a 1 year, 1 day chart just to see, or a 2 year. Let's take a look at a 2 year, especially since I've never really done a top down on this ticker before. Yep, no, no, not seeing a pattern. Let's see. See where the 50 and the 200 are currently. Okay, so right now the price is um, so right now the price action is hanging out below the 50-day moving average. So definitely an area that I'd want to watch. It's right at 1525. We got a nice, actually let me zoom in here with the 1 month. So we got a nice little bullish situation trying to happen here. Um, Price kind of tried to breach the lower trend line and managed to close slightly above it. So, over the next few days to see if, it continues this series of lower highs and higher highs. But, it's appears to be gunning for that 50-day moving average. So that's one of the first levels that I watch for over the next few days to see if, maybe um, maybe this thing breaks that area. So for me, and of course, this is not any type of investment advice or anything like that, but I'm gonna just build a quick little plan here. Um, and of course, my green trend line means, potential entry. So I'm just gonna green this one here. And then my orange trend line would be a stop potentially. And I'd like for my stop. So my entry, I've drawn it around 1531. As far as a stop is concerned, I'd probably bring it down to about 1479, um, somewhere in there. So a little bit below the $15 range. So I'd put it probably right about here. I'm not even sure if this is an optionable ticker, but maybe. For me, right now, when it comes to trading shares, or when it comes to trading shares, I tend to look at companies that are trading below $20. And this one kind of fits the bill. So, it's something that I'll probably continue to pay attention to. So, entry, stop here, and then a potential exit. Of course, I would consider the 2020 Open, but really I'd like to look for or play a potential gap fill here to the upside. So, entering in the low 15s, and selling uh, about $1 or so higher. So about 16, 29, 30, somewhere in there. So that would be, so I usually, my targets, I usually make those red. So that's one target. Another target would probably be high 16s and maybe on into the $17 range. So I just draw a trend line here. Okay. Okay. So, that's pretty much it when it comes to Acre. As far as, the technical picture that I'm seeing, I try not to really, make predictions about, okay, it's gonna do this in 3 days. And, sometimes I do talk like that, but for this one, since it low key fits criteria for my trading some shares, I decided to just kind of build a little plan. So what I'll probably do is set some price alerts, just so I don't forget or I have that reminder that, hey, um, go revisit your plan and see what's going on with this ticker and maybe consider an entry at this point, depending on where it is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any questions, like I said, if you have any suggestions about other tickers that you'd like for me to break down, um, send them my way. I love to look at tickers, um, and it's purely for fun. You know what I'm saying? Also, before I end this one, consolidation phase of the market cycle happening right here. So basically, what I'm seeing, my hypothesis is basically the price rising above this trend line represents, a true transition into the markup phase of the market cycle. I could be wrong, but that's just my hypothesis. So, we'll see if it plays out. But yeah, so we got a couple of tests of this low or mid 14s area, and both times it has popped from there. So here it tested mid 14s, mid 14s, popped up to that almost mid 15s, and then a couple days ago it tested that mid 14s area again. And now it's over the past 2 days, it's been on its way up. So definitely something to keep an eye on. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.